This may be the hardest challenge I've ever done, because we are starting with $0 to start this challenge park. Let's jump in and see how we do. It is finally time. The time has come where we are getting into our Planet Coaster 2 challenge park. On Planet Coaster 1, we did two of them. We did the mostly average park. And then we did Matford Park. Both of them started on the harder difficulty. And now Planet Coaster 2, we had to modify how we're going to do this because there isn't the presets easy, medium, hard, harder. There is to an extent, but we have to modify it a little bit. So let's go ahead. We are going to create a new park. We're going to go with the temperate theme. Go ahead and confirm that. Then we're going to go over here. We're going to select Challenge Park. I do not have a name for this park yet, so if you have an idea for a name, let me know in the comments, and we'll get this park named. But you can see the difficulty here. We can do easy, medium, and hard. So obviously we're going to select hard, but then we're going to go in and make it even more challenging for ourselves. So obviously the park settings, all of this is going to remain on because we do have to worry about crime, breakdown, service badges, ride, facility condition, power supply, all that good stuff. Guest settings, that we're going to max to 12,000 because that should be fine. Hunger and thirst, obviously we're going to leave them on. I am going to leave it at 1.25 because I feel like if we move it up, we might actually be benefiting ourselves by having people go and want to purchase more things quicker and making us more money in the long run. So, well, we're going to leave those at 1.25. I feel like that's a pretty fair number, and I think it's going to be a pretty interesting challenge. Same with the sunburn multiplier. We're not too worried about that. Flat rides, obviously, power is going to be on. Track rides, power is going to be on. Extended track limits, that one, we're going to give ourselves some leeway. I do tend to build things that are a believable realism, is what I like to call it, where, you know, it might not be perfect, but it's believable. So that one we might toggle on and off throughout the series, but we'll see how we go. We're going to leave it off for now. Staff settings, staff pay obviously stays on. Fair pay multiplier, that's going to go to 200% because we need to pay our people more. Staff morale, staff break, staff quitting, all that's going to stay on. Water park settings, pool cleanliness on, flume cleanliness, pool safety, all that's going to remain on. And then player cash, the economy settings. Player cash, we're going to put that at 0. And I'll show you how we're going to try and navigate through this. Research tree, going to leave that on. Guest refunds. We're going to leave those on, and we're going to max that at 150%. And then the demolishing refund multiplier is going to go down to 10%. Loans have to remain on in order for this to even have a remote chance of working. And we'll go ahead and jump in. Now, the way this is going to have to work, obviously we have $0. This is also my third attempt at this so far. We're going to take out a loan. So we can get a maximum loan of $4,625.65. We're going to take that out, and hopefully we're going to make enough money to be able to offset the payments here. Now, in the first two attempts, we tried to make a small pool, which was probably too large, with changing rooms and bathrooms, and then we even tried a ride, and we weren't quite making enough money. I thought pools might be the way to go because you can get a lot of people just in there, but what I failed to realize was that once they purchase the pool pass, that's it. People will just hang out in the pool unless they're buying food or something like that. You're not really making any more money. So, this attempt, we're going to do it a little bit differently. We're going to take a look through our flat rides, and we are going to build some flat rides. Now, I would love to see if we can get 3 in, because I think 3 would be enough to help us survive and make it through. Helter Skelter at $710, that one's gonna have to be one. We're just gonna have to do that. It just makes the most sense. Even though it's not gonna make us a ton of money, it's going to be profitable. So that one's definitely going to be one, and we can be in the green within half a day of spending that. So that is a definite. The carousel, I really think this is one that we're going to need to be in here, but that is $2,740. That's a lot of money for us to spend when we have less than $5,000 to spend at the beginning. The 540, we can afford it, but we won't be able to do anything else, so we're not going to do that. The buoyancy, oddly enough, this one's pretty cheap. Less than $2,000, less than that carousel. That might be a pretty viable option for us. The only problem I have with that is it's so low capacity. I don't know if that's the way to go. The chairplane, I would love to do that. We don't make enough money for that. Or, I mean, at $3,910, there's not enough wiggle room to get more stuff in. So I don't think we're going to worry about that. The Coriolis, same thing. It's actually $10 more than a Charoplane, whatever it is. The Hyperspin, I think this is a really good one for us. $1,790, less than $2,000, so we can get that in along with either the Helter Skelter or the Carousel, whichever one we want to do. Actually, I don't know if we can get it with the Carousel. But I think that's a good option. I think it brings in enough capacity to be able to make that make it worthwhile. The Iron Claw, $3,300, just a little bit too much there. The Monte Leon at a little over $2,500. We're kind of right in that range. That's probably going to be one of our expansion rides early on here to try and bring in some more money. The Pathos 3 we cannot afford. The Scissor, also probably one of those expansion rides. The Strike we can't afford. Teacups. Teacups are pretty good. High capacity. Very high capacity. And pretty decent price on that. A little higher than I would like, but you know, something to keep an eye on. The Cube we can't afford. Upswing. I think Upswing's probably a really good one too. I know I use this in career mode a lot, and that's made us a lot of money because of how many people can ride it. So even with a small price point that brings in, that can still draw in a lot of people. So that might be one that we're going to use here right away. And then the Whirlpool is too expensive. So there's 4 rides here that I'm seeing that are really sticking out to me at this point. It is the Grand Carousel, which probably a little bit too much. I guess it's 5 rides that are sticking out to me. The Helter Skelter, which I think is just an automatic, this is going to be one of the rides that comes in. The Hyperspin, again, I think that's the other attraction that's definitely going to come in. And then we got the Teacups and the Upswing. So if we did our math, if we did the Upswing at 2,140, we did the Hyperspin, we'll just say 1,800 and 2,200. So that puts us at 4,000. Now we're just shy of being able to get the Helter Skelter. So we don't have to make a whole lot of money to be able to get the Helter Skelter. And I don't know if the Helter Skelter is the one to put in right away here. It probably is. But the only challenge I have is we're going to lose a little bit of money here to start. And do we want to build 2 rides that are going to be more capacity, but we risk not drawing in the people? Or do we just throw those two in, hope we're going to make the money, and then get the Helter Skelter in after? Something is just telling me, let's go hyperspin. Let's go upswing and see what happens. So here we go. We're gonna put this over here and facing away. We do need to make sure we have room for power. That is extremely important. Without power, none of this works. We also need a bathroom, which is going to be, I think, $200. And, you know, maybe we should do the power first. Let's do that. Power first. Facilities. We want to create custom. We just need a distributor because the game is nice and allows us to just connect it to the entrance here. Now, obviously, this is not ideal. This is a negative looking thing here, but we'll address that here in a little bit. And we've already spent almost $300, so I think that was a good idea to get that sorted out right away. We will do we might as well do our bathroom. I think it makes more sense to do the bathroom here. We'll just throw that in here. We do not charge for our bathroom. Obviously, that's going to remain closed here for a second. We will put our stamps here. Let's just go ahead and... Nope, we're clicking too fast. There we go. Here we go. Get that all done here. There we go. We are going to redo the front here. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this yet. We're going to redo the front at some point, so don't be too worried about how this looks at the moment. This is just to try and make money. We're trying to not spread things out because we know it's going to be difficult. All right, so our flat ride, we can probably just throw this right in here. $2,140. We want to keep that a little bit, both pretty central. Actually, we should probably swap those around. Yeah, I think we're gonna, let's actually just do that. Where's our, oh my gosh, I'm hitting all kinds of buttons and it's not the right button. Let's do one right about there. And then the exit can be right about there. That's fair. Now our queue. What kind of queue do we want? We don't want invisible queue. The blue queue's interesting. Let's just do this one for now. We'll go to about maybe here. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, Nope. Access denied. There we go. We are just going to keep going down here. We don't want to get too close to the bathroom, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty close to the bathroom. That's fine. It'll be fine for now. Let's just continue our grid out here, since this doesn't really cost us any money unless the terrain shifts. We can go all the way over here and just kind of bring this back in. And get one more in there. Definitely don't need that big of a... And angle snap. That's fine. Nothing outrageous there. So that will be good, I think, for the upswing. We'll have to get that running. Oh, okay. We're going to just... Yeah, we're not going to... We're going to have to get that to test first. We will do any load. We'll do 30, and then I kind of feel like 150 might be pretty decent here. Swing. Yeah, we just have swing. That's fine. So we'll be testing that here in a second. And then our second ride, just, let's see here. We have the hyperspin. We'll do this on the other side, obviously. And you know what? We can kind of twist this one around a little bit. Throw that in there. So, okay, so we have $250 to play with. I think that is pretty good. We'll throw the entrance on that side, the exit on this side. And our cue for this one is just, ooh, nope. We'll just kind of do something. This is not the way I was envisioning this going. We probably don't need that. Apparently paths cannot cross. I'm unaware of what issue you are asking me for there, but that's fine. Let's delete one thing here, and we're gonna have to do a little bit of. Boy, this is jank. This is all kinds of jank here. And I don't think it's gonna get any better. That's for sure. I don't understand why. Okay. All right, we're gonna have to do this a little bit of a more rudimentary way. Let's just go there. We'll bring that here. Bring this here. Doing this is going... Why? Going to give us a little bit of a room for a queue. Probably should have did something like that over here, but I didn't. So it's fine. All right, now we'll go ahead and we'll get that test going. The only have two things here, so that's fine. And our scenery that we're going to want to put in, as much as I'd love to put some flowers and stuff around and squeeze out as much as I can out of the queue, I don't think we're going to be able to at the moment. Maybe that would have been possible should we... where's our benches? Oh, down here. Maybe that would have been possible if we would have used the Helter Skelter instead of the swinging ship or something like that, but it's a little too late for that now. So, yeah. But let's go ahead. We can still at least put some benches in here. We're just going to do some very generic benches. So this should help ease some of our guests who are in this area. And of course, we're going to need some bins to try and offset some of this as well. And then we have $100. $100 to play with. We're obviously not going to be able to do anything with this as I was hoping, so we might as well just throw some trees in. And we'll do some, let's do some bushes here. Nothing outrageous. Whoa! I don't know why that just popped in like that, but it did. And we're out of money. So we got 2 bushes and 1 tree. And we're out of money. So we might as well, hopefully, make some money here. We have some people coming in, so I think that's good. Hopefully, they are going to enjoy the 2 flat rides that we have made for them. We do need them to be finished testing here so we can open them. And I think, I don't know which one's going to finish first. It looks like they're both pretty comparable. So the bargain price, 220, is not great. And the bargain price at 910. So hopefully we'll draw in enough people to make some money so that we can get the Helter Skelter then. You can see there's some more people coming in. There's no staff room. You are correct. There's also nothing else going on. That was maybe the worst timing for that thing to start moving. But, you know, it's what it is. So we're kind of at the point here now where I need to fast forward and see if we're going to make money. So hopefully we'll start to make money once people start getting on our flat rides, and then we can start progressing with our challenge part. So I will fast forward and I will see you when we get more of an idea what's going to happen. All right, so we are at a point where we're not really making money, but we're also not losing money. We're just kind of existing. We're balancing out, even with the loans. So you can see we've already almost paid down. It's like $500 of the loan, which is good. So you know, I'm feeling fairly confident that we can actually start to move forward. Now, the one thing I am concerned about is we don't have any food. But I think that might be benefiting us because people are just leaving it. And then new people are coming in and then going on the rides. Um, but you can see we do have a trash can over here that it will cost me $5 to replace. We have $5, exactly $5. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to make it that our mechanics are the ones that are going to get us through everything. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to hire a mechanic. This is probably going to cost us more money than it needs to, but we are going to change his pay to $292. So low pay. So he's not going to be very happy, but he'll be able to check out the rides, make sure they're going to be operating properly, so that they can keep running. He'll also fix, I think he fixes these. I hope he fixes these. Maybe it's a janitor. I think we're going to have to hire a janitor now that I think about it. So we'll hire a janitor. We're going to do the same thing to him with the pay. And we'll continue and hopefully we'll keep making money. All right. So we're here. We're still kind of hovering right around even $0. And I've decided to make some changes here. So looking at the staff, I made sure that our break times for our attraction attendants are at the end. So hopefully we'll have a little bit more money that maybe we can get a third attendant to be wandering around to help give them breaks. Our janitor, it doesn't matter when they go on break. They're just cleaning stuff. There's not a lot for them to clean anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Same with the mechanic. Everything's going fine, so I don't think a break needs to be covered at this point. And if it does, we'll put an emergency call or something, or we'll just wait. One of the two. You can see we're in that 1 o'clock time frame anyway. Now, one thing that I did do right before I started recording here, I changed this to a dynamic ticket price. And the reasoning behind that is to hopefully deter people from standing in line here and going over and riding our pirate ship. I don't know if it's working. It's at the very least, it's making us an extra dollar a ticket. So there is some good to that. And if it is forcing some people to come over here to our pirate ship, well, that's getting that to run more cycles, so it's making more money that way. So I think that's a win-win. We did leave the upswing at the bargain of 220 bargain price, so I think we're okay there. It does seem like we're hanging in the positive a little bit more than what we were. Oh, I did change this as well. I changed the minimum load to half load. So for it to wait for a full load, it was just people sitting on here, so it was just kind of wasting time. So I didn't think that it was necessary to do that. Now you can see we're getting quite a few more people. As long as all these people are able to get on the very next ride, I don't think having a half empty load every now and then is that big of an issue. This queue is definitely way too long, which is causing some of the problem, but I think the dynamic ticket price is helping. You can see it's already brought the price back down a little bit. And here comes some more people to kind of boost it back up. So hopefully these people will just go back in here, get back on, have that thing just run again. This one's going to empty. Everyone will get off. These people will get on. And we'll start to cycle all over again. So I do believe we are starting to make a little bit of money. I think we are going to try and get a um, vending machine in here to try and satisfy thirst and hunger here. So we'll probably just kind of put them in this corner here. Sunburn is also an issue at the moment for our guests, but I don't think there's much that we can do about that at the moment. So we'll just deal with that as we need to, and we'll just kind of hope that we can start turning a little bit more of a profit here, especially once we get the food in here now that people are a little hungrier. And we should be able to see that. Yeah, some people are upset, but that's fine. Entertainment, I think we're good there. Hunger, yeah, we got some people that are very hungry. Thirst is probably the big one that we're going to need to address first. Bathroom, it's not a big concern there. Nausea's fine. Energy's fine. Panic's fine. Souvenir, some people want some souvenirs, which we're not going to be doing too much of that. Sunburn is a concern, but we would have to build a stall for that, and we don't really want to have any more people on our payroll. So yeah, I think right now we're in a position where we just need to ride it out and take the little bit of good that we're kind of sticking around our just breaking even at the moment. We did pay off almost $1,500 worth of our loan, so that's or our debt, I should say. So that's a really good thing. And yeah, I think once we get our vending machine in here, which is $100, we should that should help us make a little bit more money, and we're just going to start chipping and giving us a little bit more profit as we start adding things in. So uh, I think we'll probably jump back when we're getting ready to build our. Wow, we were almost to the point. If I can pause it somewhere uh, near that $100, or once we make $100, we can just go ahead and add this quick. But you can see as soon as we earn $100, we lose $100. So this is going to be close. Once this starts, so that didn't make us a whole lot of money. Oh, oh, we have exactly $100. Gulpy soda right in here. What a beautiful thing that is. And let's take a look. Bargain price on. What can we do here? What's our yeah, no ice. Sorry. Um yeah, we're just gonna let this go. We'll see if we make some money here. And hopefully uh we'll be building the food stall here in just a little bit. Yeah, you can see we already got some people purchasing some stuff. We're making a little bits of profit here and there. And we didn't add any staff to our park. I imagine there's going to be a lot of people coming off of that. So, yeah. So I'll jump back once we've gotten a little bit further in, or we eclipse day one, and we start ending the first episode. All right. So you'll notice it's starting to get dark here. I do want to play with the day-night cycle on. So let me know if I should turn off, like, just make it daytime all the time. Um, but again, it kind of helps me keep track of where I'm at within the day to know how much time I have left to get something in. But what you can see here is our attendant is walking away from the attraction. So we need to go ahead. We're going to have to hire another one. Uh, and then we need to find a way to get in a staff facility so they can rest. We do not have. Oh, we can increase our loan by $350. I don't think we're gonna do that much. I think we're just gonna do 100 to start. Because that's going to give us just enough to build a small staff building, which we'll put way over here on the back because there's nothing going on back here. We'll also just use our. That wasn't quite straight. There we go. So now we have a staff building in here. It's 5 out of 5, 4 people. That's fine. It's we're gonna need to put some scenery stuff around it, but that's going to give our janitor. He apparently. Where's he going? Oh, this is vandalized over here. Um, he took his break without one. I think that's probably not a great thing. Um, our ride attendants. I didn't think about this, but impacts morale. We can probably drop the pay to our attraction attendants. Um, and I think it should be fine for now. We'll obviously have to change that eventually, but I think we should be all right. Now, we are going to adjust the staff schedules here. We're going to remove the filter. We got our ride attendants, so that's nice. They've changed that. Um, we know hyperspin's first here, so we are going to go to advanced settings, confirm. We're going to select that one. And then, of course, it does go and drop the other way here. And then our next person is going to be that, and that should cover us. So you can see they went in. It actually worked out because the mechanic was there doing all the stuff to the ride. And yeah, I think that worked out really, really well. Um, I don't think we have too much else that we have to worry about. We are clearly still not making a whole lot of money. We can still increase our loan, so we still have a little bit that we can play with, but I don't think we're ready to do that yet. I think we need to let him suffer a little bit. Sunburn's not as bad as what it was. Mood is kind of 50-50. Um, Entertainment's good. Hunger's probably the big concern at this point. Thirst is still a concern for some people, but I think that's going to happen. Restroom's fine. Nausea's fine. Energy, some people are getting a little tired. That's fine. Panic's good. Souvenir. I'd love to put some souvenir shops in. We just can't yet. So let's turn our light on here a little bit. Whoa, look at that person flying around. Um, let's just take a quick peek around what we have. So lifetime profit on this thing, it's made $70, so we're very close to making a profit. So I think that was a good investment that we did. It also keeps people a little bit happier. Upswing is now making a profit. That is huge. And then Hyperspin, I think that's been, yeah, we're already made almost $5,000. So Hyperspin was the right attraction to choose here. And I think these two are probably a good thing because I think the Helter Skelter might have slowed people down because it's such a low capacity. It'd still make us money, but that's about it. You can see this guy's taking his break already. He's come back, so he is content, and I think that's fine. My pay is really bad. I feel refreshed. Yes, yeah, I think everything's fine. I think we're all good. Yes, I know it's been paused, but he is right there, so that was a good exchange that we did there. So there's not a whole lot left, I think, to this episode. I think we're just at a part where we gotta get through it. We gotta pay off our loan. I think once we start to pay off our loan, that's when we're gonna start to be able to make more money. Uh, what we'll probably do, and I don't think it's going to happen yet. We're gonna need to get food. That should happen before the end of this episode. And then we're going to build another. We need to build another attraction to try and draw more people in, and to have another source of income. So hopefully that can all happen this episode. It's already 6 o'clock at night, so that's probably not going to happen. But uh, I'll jump back to once we are ready to start building our next piece. All right, so I think it is time for us to go ahead and build our next food structure here. It is going to be a hot dog squad vending machine, and I think that should help make everything a little bit people a little bit happier. Souvenirs still is an issue, so might be worth looking to put a souvenir shop in, as well as a guest service so people can get their sunburn relief. We're being saved right now by that because of the nighttime Obviously, the sun's not out, so you're not going to get burnt. Um, hunger is really not that bad, so this might not have been that great of a purchase. Thirst is still looking really nice, thanks to that. Restroom's fine, nausea's fine, energy's fine, panic's fine. Sunburn's or souvenir is the worst part here. So, um, we'll go ahead. You can see we're starting to get people to purchase stuff there. Just having these two. Oh, oh, why were they screaming? I don't understand. All right, see you later. Bye. Um, yeah, I mean these two rides working in tandem the way we have them set up right now, I think is working really really well for us. I think switching this to how did I get to the multi-select there? Switching this to dynamic has really helped us maximize profits and keep some people out of this and in line for this to make this start to maximize profits. So I think we've really hit a good thing here. And I don't think we're going to have enough money to make to add another attraction here. We are getting close to the end, and then of course we're going to take a look at our management features here in just a little bit. But uh, yeah, I think we're in the right track. I think we are going to survive, and I hope it's going to pick up so that we can start actually theming some things and uh, make it look a little bit nicer than what it currently is, where it's just bare bones stuff that we have in here. So uh, we'll go ahead. We'll continue to fast forward. I will see you when we get to our end of day report, or if something else pops up. All right. So here we are, our end of day report. Our guest experience today at 4.9. That is outstanding for having two rides. Park reputation 4.9. Again, outstanding. Uh, that is perfect. Park rating 0. 0.7, which is definitely not outstanding. And average number of rides, that's fine. Profit today, $326.20. So we are going to pause this. We are getting a bunch of notifications that people are not happy with their pay. And you know what? My pay is just about right. Okay. So Kareem, the ride attendant, he's content. Projected morale tomorrow, so his is going to go down tomorrow. That's fine. I would assume all of these people are going to have the same thing. I'm not upset with that. I can understand that. But the park, if you want a job, you got to do it. So that's that's kind of the viewpoint that we are looking at the moment. No one's dropped; they're all content. Eventually, we're going to pay them. It's just not right now. Now, you can see we have $110.21. Let's take a look at um, our management features here. I could not think of what they were called. Um, and this first page, not going to be too much that we're going to be looking at. Guess who pay? We're not charging for entry tickets for adults or children. We don't have a pool, so we're not paying for that, and we don't have priority passes. So there's nothing really going on here. We have no fines issued. I didn't know that fines were a thing. That's cool. We have nothing vandalized at the moment. 0 of 7 vandals caught. So apparently there's 7 vandals in the park right now. I really like that it tells you that, so you can try and find them. And then we've sold 19 adult tickets, 2 child tickets, and nothing else. So that's a really useful screen, in my opinion, in being able to see that. Now, park rating. I use this a lot during career mode, and the attraction prestige, uh, that's going to have to come later in the series. We're not theming anything right now, so it's all very low. So that's to be expected. Same with the scenery rating. Obviously, we put in 2 bushes and 1 tree. That's it. That, that should be a 0, which it is. Unique attractions. We've got 2 attractions, so that's better than I expected, I guess. At point 3, if we get 3 more attractions, we'll earn another star, which will help increase the park rating. And then our park reputation is outstanding at a 4.9. Um, I don't know what we're doing for that. We're clearly, our 2 rides. We have 2 rides. That's great. People love it. We're doing a good job with that. So love that. Now our guests experience 5.0 out of 5. The overall mood 5.0. The thoughts assessment 4.6. So there was a couple areas for improvement. Top one's going to be the queue for upswing being quick, park entry free, people getting excited to ride some things. Negative thoughts. They want a drink shop. They want a food shop. We kind of knew that was going to be a thing. I'm surprised there are no souvenir shops in this park. Only 10%. I would have expected that to be more, and in Hyperspin being so expensive, that is by design. So I think we're doing all right with that. And you can see thirst is definitely our biggest concern. Souvenirs our biggest concern. Thirst following in, and hunger, energy, toilet, all that stuff. So nothing too bad. We do have some advertising campaigns, but we are not going to run any of those. We also don't have access to all of those. And let's make sure that we didn't miss anything in these two. Now, for our rides, this is, what you should expect. $0, that doesn't quite seem right. I also don't think upswings right there, unless it's already reset. That's very possible that that's happened. So there's not much to look at that then because of it. Our prestige is pretty low in those, so you know that. You can see the price type that we're doing. Pools, we don't have pools. Our shops, the Gulpy vending machine had made a $611. So that was a great $100 investment for us. The Hot Dog Squad made $396. So that was also a great investment for us, especially being so late into the day that we purchased that. And then our facilities, we're not charging for the toilets, and we're obviously not charging for our staff building. Man, that would be terrible if we did that. We don't have a power generator since we can connect to the park entrance, and we don't have water filtration, so that's fine. Staff, we kind of already touched on this quite a bit this episode. Everyone's on low pay, and they're not necessarily happy with it, but they're content for the moment. So they're riding the low here with us while we try to build this park back up. And then research. We don't have research yet. So that's something that we're going to need to do, but we are not there yet. Of course, I could try to do this, but I want to kind of restrict myself with research where the mechanics can only do 1 hour, 1 shift of research per day. Just to make it a little bit more challenging, make the research tree last a whole lot longer. Of course, it'll increase our speed of research will increase significantly the more mechanics we add, doubling, and then as we continue adding more into that. Yeah, we don't have anything that we can do here yet. And then our finances. The park value. We've started with a debt of $5,500, and We are now at a park value of $9,827. So that I think is fairly good. The park cash is at $110, which is, we're just grinding it out at the moment. Um, Ride tickets is where we're going to be making our money. Food sales will make a little bit of money. Drink sales will make a little bit of money. Our costs, biggest thing that we're losing here is power. Obviously, staff pay is going to be huge, and our loan repayments. We're paying off our loan fairly quickly, but we're still getting a lot. Now, refunds, we haven't had to issue any refunds because people have been enjoying what we've been doing. So, um, yeah, I don't see it too much in here. I think that's all pretty straightforward. Our loan, of course, we're at $2,910.27 of debt remaining. We did increase our loan by $100 just to be able to pay and to get our staff building. And actually, I don't think we did it for the hot dog squad vending machine. So we're definitely on the right track for we are what we're trying to accomplish. But that is where we're going to leave off this episode. I do hope you enjoyed it. This is the beginning of a long challenge mode series, and I hope you continue to join us for the ride. So, again, thanks for watching. If you did like something, please leave a like. If you saw something I could have done better, or maybe I could have made money faster, let me know in the comment section. And if you want to see some more awesome Planet Coaster 2 Challenge Park, please subscribe to the channel. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Later!